All right, this is my Coastway 16-inch high velocity fan. Let's run it. It actually does have oil ports. Little punch out hole is basically where it is. It's very precise. You put oil in it and oil the bearings. It's a rarity these days that you actually get fans with oil ports. There are some manufacturers out there that still care enough about the customer and the product that they will provide oil ports. For instance, the TPIs come with oil ports. The iLiving, the new one I got coming soon, 20-inch, oil ports. Okay? This Coastway, 16-inch Coastway, they don't make the 16-inch no more. They now make the 20-inch oil ports, little punch-out hole. The AAIN 20-inch I have, oil ports, punch-out hole. Not the little cup like you see, like the little, like it look like how it does on the McMillan motor. But you only get that like on the TPIs and like the other iLiving I'm getting. But I'll stop talking and let y'all enjoy the video. Full power. Alright, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Rate, comment, subscribe, share, love, and like. Spin down time is decent. The Month of Fan Man and out. Up to the point when I got this fan, I've never heard the brand name Ken Brown. I've seen these fans on Amazon for a very long time, and it piqued my interest. I've always wanted to get one of these. They also have an 18-inch wall unit that you put like in the ceiling, or you can mount it to the wall. It's like a wall mounted one. And it's an 18-inch variant. But when it comes to the portable variant, like the one you can put on the table, the floor, the 14-inch one is the only one they have. Some of these do come with startup sound capacitors. Most of them don't. The same game that Lasco played, the same game that a lot of these manufacturers plays. Well, Kim Brown Company is no different. Unfortunately, I got the one that don't have a startup sound. Unfortunately, Jordan got the one that don't have a startup sound. And so when it comes to this fan being on YouTube, you only see the video of that when I uploaded from Amazon. I actually got that from Amazon, from a user on Amazon. At that time, they allow you to download their videos. And that's how I was able to post that on Amazon. But as far as I'm concerned and Jordan's concerned, we're the only ones that got this fan so far on YouTube. And unfortunately, unlike the one I showed, it does not have the startup sound. But a fan doesn't have to have a startup sound in order for it to be a good fan. That just don't make no sense. In order for it to be a good fan, it's got to have a startup sound, it's got to have a whine or a humming sound to it. Then it's a good fan. No, it's not. It don't make no sense. If the fan don't come with a startup sound and hum, it's still a good fan. It moves air. That's its job. It doesn't have to have a startup sound and hum in order for it to be a good fan. That don't make sense. If you get one with it, good. If you don't, good. Okay, so let's go ahead and run it. Here we go. The motor is ball bearing, and it takes a while for it to spin down, which is one of my favorites. I like the ball bearing motor. Starting it off on low. It's got a pretty decent low speed. Moves a lot of air. I recently had to do some work to this. I recently had to pitch the blades. It's kind of out of balance, but now it has a much better spin down, and it's more balanced. I mean, you can still feel out of balance, sort of, kind of. And that's to be expected. It's far better than what it was. Kind of like the situation that Jordan went through. Alright, let's expand up to medium. Let's take it up to full power. And spin down. Spin down time is super long because it has ball bearings.
That's the fly? Yeah, they're friends, huh? It's almost lunchtime. Do you want to come help me in the kitchen?
I want to watch Princess.
You want to watch Princess? Okay, but just one episode. All right? Be right back.
Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Rate, comment, subscribe, share, love, and like. Lamont the Fan Man, and out. This is the last video for this evening. I'm getting ready to go to bed. Lamont the Fan Man out. I'll see y'all soon. Okay, this is my Vornado 633 DC high velocity desk fan. This is the largest variant that they've made thus far. There is a 533 version. I don't have the 533 version. All I have is the 133 and the 633. I wish they would have made the 753. That's the largest version, like the AC one, 753. Unfortunately, I don't know why Vornado never made it, but it is what it is. This one's quite powerful. I'm sorry if you can't see the fan blade, but we're going to go ahead and run it. Low and now medium. And let's put it at full power. It can get pretty loud at full power, but that doesn't bother me because I like loud fans. Alright, hope you enjoyed the video. Rate, comment, subscribe, share, love, and like. More videos to come soon. Lamont the Fan Man, and out. Here is my Vornado DC 133 high velocity desk fan by Vornado. It's quite powerful for its size. It is very small. It's about a 6-inch fan, but it has a lot of power. So we're going to get ready to run it, and I hope you enjoy the video. And thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Rate, comment, subscribe, share, love, and like. Lamont the Fan Man. More videos to come soon. And out. Okay, here we go again. This is a clear case that I've been trying to get. There's a couple more like this I'm going to get. It has the built-in camera lens protection. About 2 more. I'll be getting that next month. So let's pull this one out. This one unfortunately don't have a hardback. Actually, it feels like it does, but we'll see. I think this is the one. Keyword is I think. Fortunately, this might not be the one. The one I'm talking about, yeah, this is not the one. Yeah, this is not the one. This one actually has a hardback. It's almost like the one I had got from AT&T, but it was the wrong one it was for the 12 Pro Max instead of for the 13 Pro Max. So it's kind of like that. And now they finally got it for the 13 Pro Max. Let's pull this out and see what we're doing with. All of my other phone accessories and things like that will be coming next month. No more the rest of this month, but next month in December. Pull this out. It does have a hard back to it. It's kind of soft on the side, but the actual hard back is just that. See? The hard back. Here it is. It's your typical clear case. It does have some debris in it, but I can wipe that out. It seems to be on the back of it. Okay. Yeah, that's a problem. Okay, well, I'll do that off camera. But anyway, this is the way it is. It's just a very simple case. There's nothing special about it. I like a lot of clear cases. Okay? So there you go. I'm going to put this on my phone also. Try it out. See which one I like the best. So there's the case. You've seen it. It's just a regular clear case, as always. I like to get a lot of those. Thanks for watching. I'm not the Fan Man. I'll do better next time if you didn't enjoy the video. No room comments, please, and out. Okay, here we go again. And no, it's not what you think it is. It's not a fan. Although I do have one coming later on today for all of you. I want to see a fan. Also, I have the 20-inch version of the iLiving. Another version of the iLiving. Not the one you saw previously, but this one has a larger motor and it has oil ports. Got that coming for all of you. And after that one, unfortunately, I might have to say goodbye to fan collecting. Now, I'm in a good mood today, okay? I want everybody to understand I'm in a good mood, so just let me stay in a good mood and try not to get in the comment box and start complaining about what I say all the time. Well, you say that all the time. You always say that all the time, and next thing you know, we look around and there you go with another fan. Okay? You say it all the time. You keep saying it all the time. How are you going to end it? And we know good and well you're never going to end it. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, I see that in the comment box. Y'all going to make me have a not so good day. I'm in a good mood. Don't put me in a bad mood. I don't want to be in a bad mood, okay? So I need y'all to be on your best behavior. Keep the comment box clean. If you don't want to put nothing in there, that makes sense. If you don't want to comment on a video, all you want to do is get in there and start leaving comments about what I said about ending my fan collection. Okay, it's my fan collection. If I want to end it, I'm going to end it. If I want to say that, I'm going to say it. Whether y'all believe it or not, who cares? I'm going to say it. Bottom line. So let's put an end to that. Right? I don't want to come in. I don't want to look in my comment box and see a bunch of drama, and y'all getting on me. I'm in a good mood today, so please. I'm in a good mood. Don't make me get in a bad mood. Don't make me do it. All right, now let's see what we're dealing with today. Okay, 2 more fans, and that's it. If I see anybody leaving a rude comment based on what I said, well, I'm not going to argue back and forth with you. I'm just going to find your channel and block you. Once I block you, well, that puts an end to that. Don't make me do that. I'm in a good mood today, okay? All right, let's see what I got. Okay, first of all, what are we dealing with here? All right, we got another iPhone case for the 13 Pro Max. It's a blue case because you know blue is my favorite color. Let's see what else we got. Okay. Got screen protectors for the camera lens. This is a better one. The one I got under now is a clear one, but this is a black one. I heard these are better. And let's see what else I got. Looks like I got another case here. And this is a translucent case with a built-in screen protector for the camera lens. I think that's it. Yep, I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. Let's just a bunch of paper. Let me see if I can. Yeah. It's just this garbage right here from Amazon. Yeah, you still see me this garbage. So we're gonna toss that over there. And we'll have individual videos on all three of these, okay? So I'm gonna do individual videos. So we'll start with this one first, then this one, then that one. And these are individual videos. All right, thanks for watching. This was just the introduction to what I got. I'm out the fan man. Let me stay in a good mood. Thank you very much in the comment box. And out. All right, well, here's my 20-inch master high velocity fan. I got this in not too long ago. I got this for my 48th birthday. So it wasn't that long ago. It was about last month when I got this. Pretty decent fan. I didn't buy it brand spanking new. Of course, it came with a slight problem, which unfortunately it still has that problem. I did try to pitch the blades at one point. That didn't help. Try to stop that rattling. So because I bought it used like new, that's probably the price you pay. But nevertheless, it works good. It moves a lot of air. Since I like noise, apparently that don't bother me. So let's go ahead and run it, and here we go. Now the low speed is not all that powerful. It's a pretty decent fan. It's not all that strong like you would think a 20-inch would be. But like I said, it gets the job done. So let's go ahead and run it. Start off a high speed. Yep, it does have a startup sound. You heard it right. They have since made some changes to this. The back of it now has a rotary switch as opposed to having the buttons. The earlier model from 2019 had the push buttons, just like the 12-inch model did. Had I known better, I probably would have got that back then, but unfortunately I didn't. As you can see, it's starting to rattle now. So, because I bought it used, well, I gotta live with it. But nevertheless, noise don't bother me, so it's a good air mover, so it's doing its job. low power. You're probably going to end up hearing the rattle, but whatever. It moves a crap load of air. I like the fan. I'm glad I have it in my collection. I'm glad I bought it. The teeny weeny rattles to it is just a small price to pay. This is still a good fan. I'm not going to knock it. You can clearly see how quiet this fan is. Most 20-inch high velocity fans are never this quiet on low speed. Ever. This is the first high velocity fan I've ever seen in my home that's so quiet on low. And the spin down time. Next time I film this fan, I'll try to do a comparison between this one and the older style one from 2019, which is a 12-inch model, and I'll show you the differences. Like I said, it's a good fan despite the little rattles that it got. I like it. It moves a lot of air. Spin down time is decent. Unfortunately, it don't have oil ports. Alright, well, there you go. I hope you enjoyed the video. Rate, comment, subscribe, share, love, and like. Lamont the Fan Man, and out. Alright, this is my Libra fan. 9-inch high velocity fan. Has a lot of power. It also has a startup sound, a hum. I'm going to turn the TV down just a little bit so y'all can hear it. My apologies for the TV being loud. I got to try to have some kind of background noise since I can't do music. So that's the reason why you hear the TV sometimes. And with that being said, let's go ahead and run the fan. Hope you can hear the startup sounds and the hum. If not, I'm sorry. Has a beautiful whine to it. I always refer to it as a humming sound. All right, let's spin it up to medium and high. Even when you transition between the speeds, you can hear the startup sound, the hum. It's one of the main things I like about this one. It's the only 9-inch high velocity cooler in the collection that actually does that with the startup sound and the hum. I just turned up to full power. All right, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Rate, comment, subscribe, share, love, and like. Lamont the Fan Man, and out. The spin down time is decent. Never oiled it. This is just how it is out of the manufacturer. Lamont the Fan Man, and out. All right, now we're looking at this screen protector for the camera lens. Last time I showed y'all this, I had the clear ones. You only get 2 in the package, so you definitely can't make a mistake because you only get 2 in the package, and these are very expensive. So I have to be very careful when I put them on here. That's the cleaning kit. And here it is. I know you can barely see it in here, but it's the black one. Okay? You can kind of see it right there. That's the black one. That's the black one. That's the cleaning kit. That's the cleaning kit. So I'm going to put this on the back of my camera lens. You can see it got all the cutouts for the cameras, that LiDAR sensor, the LED, the mic, all of that. So that's kind of what I'm getting ready to do. I'm going to fix all that up as soon as I'm done filming this. There's some information is right here. If you care to read it, you can pause it. All right, that's it for this video. I'm doing different content now, especially on all my phone accessories and things like that. So you're just going to have to get used to it. I hope that you will still be a part of the channel. The Month of Fan Man. I'm in a good mood. No real comments. And out. Alright, here's the new version of the mainstays. And the older ones like this, the speed is on both sides of the knob. However, on that one, it's only on one side. So it's not a 6-speed selector where you have the speeds on both sides. It's only a 3-speed selector. Unfortunately, this version of the fan is not sold on Amazon no more, nor is it produced anymore. It was only made for a short amount of time for a company called Hillsmart. But for other brand names, including Mainstays, the speeds still remain the same where it's on both sides, the left and the right. And that being said, let's go ahead and run it. It does have kind of a startup sound and a hum. Let's go ahead and run it. Hopefully you can hear the wind stream. If not, my apologies to you. Well, there goes the hum right there, so hopefully you can hear the hum. Turn the TV down so y'all can hear it. Now y'all can hear that humming sound. I absolutely love that humming sound. It has a very continuous winding sound to it. And it has somewhat of a startup sound. Pretty much sound almost like all the other ones I got where it has the speeds on both sides. That's the only difference between this one and the others. Otherwise it's the same fan, but for Hillsmart, it was only made for a short amount of time with the speeds on there one time instead of twice. At the time I was trying to get these, I tried to get 2 of them. And unfortunately, the second one did not come. A major freak show. So what happened was they refunded me because the second one never came because they never had it in stock. So I only ended up with one of these. There you go. Now you know what happened to the other. I got this very recently. I got it earlier this year. Alright, let's change it to other speeds, then we're going to end the video. Medium power and then low. You guys can't hear the wind stream, my apologies to you. I tried the best I could, putting it on top of my water so you can hear the wind stream, but the camera's not picking it up. I apologize. Looks like you guys can hear it now. Alright, let's take it down to low speed. It's very quiet on low. I hope you enjoyed the video. Rate, comment, subscribe, share, love, and like. Lamont the Fan Man. More videos come soon. And out. Here is my 8.5 inch Wuzu high velocity fan that I got a while back. Got this fan back in 2019. Works really well. So let's go ahead and run it. You might not hear the wind stream, and you might hear it. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to hear it or not. Hopefully you'll be able to hear it. Hopefully the camera will be able to pick it up. The camera's far away from the fan. So let's go ahead and run it, and here we go. It's certainly moving the camera, so it looks like you guys can hear the wind stream. But if you can't hear it all that good, my apologies to you. This fan is very quiet, even on high speed. It's quiet, and then it's quiet on low. It's just a quiet fan overall. I prefer loud fans, but I got some quiet fans in the collection. Hopefully you can still hear the wind stream on low. They still make these fans today. They still sell them on Amazon today. You can still get them right on Amazon today. All right, spin down time. And thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Lamont the Fan Man, and out. Here is a no brand name fan. I don't have no brand name to it at all. It's just a generic box fan with a PSC motor. Very weak, permanent split capacitor motor. And in my opinion, this thing don't hardly move. No air at all. For the price I paid for it, yeah, it's terrible. Paid almost $30 for it. And unfortunately, it don't really move much air at all. So, as a non-brand name box fan, let's go ahead and I guess run it. I bought it from the seller, and the seller tried to name it whatever the seller was called, whatever the seller called his store, but I'm not going to call it whatever that garbage name is. They don't have much information, but interestingly enough, they still sell this fan. So anyways, let's go ahead and run it. Very, very weak. I'd be surprised if you can hear the wind stream, but well, obviously it's doing something because you can see the dust blowing around all over. But don't be surprised if you don't hear the wind stream. This fan is extremely weak. They should have gave the capacitor a little bit more power to drive the blade, and they didn't. As you can see, this fan is extremely weak. The blade has good pitch on it, but the permanent split capacitor motor is terrible. The motor itself is not bad, but the capacitor that they put on there for the motor is a very weak capacitor. You barely get a breeze out of this thing. It's terrible. Something like this that costs $30, you would have thought they had a much more powerful motor. But unfortunately, that's not the case. No, I'm not going to get a refund. It's in the collection. It's just the worst fan in the collection. You can hear the wind stream good. If not, my apologies. A very weak fan. And the thing that makes this fan a joke is that the seller I bought it from, they claim that it's a turbo fan and it has a lot of power, and they're just lying right through their teeth. They know this thing ain't powerful at all. It's a piece of garbage. The blade set got good pitch. The PSC motor is good, but the capacitor is weak. And that's the reason why I don't throw much air on. It's not that powerful. Unlike Jordan, he knows how to change out capacitors and do all that stuff and give it a little more boost. I don't do that kind of stuff. So I don't even attempt to do all that stuff. I mean, it is what it is. It's just how it is. All right, let's spin it down. Spin down time is whack. All right, well, there you go. There's your freak show of a fan I bought for $30. They don't hardly move anymore and don't hardly move any air. Terrible. It's in the collection. Thanks for watching. Lamont the Fan Man, and out. Here is my yellow Gazelle LED USB desk fan. It's quite powerful with the yellow blades. And Gazelle LED is an off-the-wall Chinese brand name I never heard of before. I got quite a few of their fans. But I like most Chinese fan brand names are just off the wall. Okay, so anyways, let's go ahead and run it. There's a story behind this. The first time I got it, actually it stopped running on me. It broke on me and it didn't work no more. So I parted the blade out. I tried to keep the blade, see if I could put it on other fans, and unfortunately, it didn't work out because the shaft was too small. So I ended up tossing the whole thing, and I kept the front cover to it and put it on my blue one over there because the original front cover to the blue one had a scratch on it, and I had put that original front cover on to the one that broke and just tossed the whole darn thing in the trash. So what happened was I got out there and I talked to Amazon about it, and they was willing to ship me out another one free of charge. But they said that I had 30 days to return the one that was broke. And if I didn't return the one that was broke, they was going to charge the original payment to my credit card. Well, by the grace of God, I talked to them, to the head folks, and by the grace of God, they agreed not to charge the price to my account. Not to charge the full price to my account, but as a one-time exception to allow me to get this fan back totally free due to that it broke. But that's a one-time exception. So I'm thankful I didn't have to come out of my pocket because I came out of my pocket the first time. Well, let's just say that this fan's been working ever since. And I haven't had that problem with this one at all. So let's go ahead and run it on all 3 speeds, and here we go. Low power, medium power, and full power for the rest of the video. Full power for the rest of the video. Y'all should be able to hear the wind stream. Enjoy the video. I'm so thankful that I'm back to filming again. It's been a while. I've been going through some things with the family. Mom been in the hospital and now she's out. By the grace of God, she's here healing up nicely. She's healing up well. I'm so grateful and thankful to God for that. And God is good. He's good all the time. He's bringing us through a lot of things that we're going through. But He's good all the time. So I'm grateful that He's allowing me to start back filming again for all of you. Now you know the rules about the comment box. I don't want to see no rude comments about what I just said. Okay? I'm in a good mood. Let me stay in a good mood. You can comment on the fan only, but that's it. Not on anything else I said. Alright, let's spin it down. That was at natural wind speed, and I didn't want to deal with that speed. Alright, so it's a lot better. It works really well. And I like the yellow blades. They have different color variants, but I'm content with the yellow blade one. I'm about the fan man. More videos will come soon. and out. All right, let's get ready to run it. It's a relatively quiet fan. If you don't hear the windscreen, my apologies to you. Do apologize for adjusting it. Just trying to get it where y'all can hear it. It's always interesting how you can see dust flying around the room. Cameras pick up all that stuff. That's the whole reason why I have the air purifier, so I don't catch colds and get sick. And by the way, speaking of that air purifier you always see on the table, either next month or January, I'm going to be getting another one of those for our work. It's only $100. So I might be buying another one of those for our work. So when I'm in my office at work, the air is clean and the air is being purified by the air purifier, and I won't have to be sniffing or catching colds or getting sick at work. So another one of those will be coming soon for our work, either in December or January. All right, let's end the video. Spin it down. And there you go. Hope you enjoyed the video. Rate, comment, subscribe, share, love, and like. Lamont the Fan Man, and out. This is my Celine Pet little high velocity fan. It is a USB fan with the royal blue blaze. You should know by now royal blue is my favorite color. And with that being said, let's go ahead and run it. For the sake of the video, I'm only going to run it on high. Enjoy the video. Alright, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Rate, comment, subscribe, share, love, and like. I'm out the Fan Man, and out. Let's run it. You should be able to hear the wind scream. If not, my apologies. Looks like y'all can barely hear the wind scream. My apologies to you. Camera's far away from the fan, so my apologies. If you can hear it real good, then good. Let's spin it down. Alright, there you go. Enjoyed the video. I do apologize for adjusting the camera. I was trying to get it within the wind screen so y'all can hear it. Thanks for watching. The Monk the Fan Man, and out. Alright, here is a very interesting fan right here. It's a generic high velocity fan with thin blades. It seems to me thin blades seems to be the ongoing thing nowadays. I got a few fans in the collection that actually have these thin blades. This one is really unique because it was only made for a short amount of time, and the manufacturer no longer produced this fan for none of the brand names no more. This fan was exclusively produced and made for HillSmart, a Chinese brand on Amazon. That's the name of the seller or the name of his store. But really, it's just a generic fan. And nowhere on this fan do it say HillSmart. It just says 9-inch high velocity fan because it's a generic fan. But that's the company that sold it. This fan is no longer being produced. It is no longer being made. You can't find this fan anywhere. It was only made for a short amount of time. I'm thankful that I was able to get my hands on one of them. It's decent. It's pretty powerful, given that it has thin blades. It was a pretty decent amount of air. So let's go ahead and run it, and here we go. For thin blades, this thing is throwing quite a bit of wind. Enjoy the video. And the spin down time. That's about what you can expect from thin blades, but it gets the job done. So I like it. It's unique. I haven't seen another one like it. Nowhere on Amazon, nowhere on eBay. You can't find this nowhere. It was exclusively, if I could talk right, it was exclusively made for Hill Smart. I'll go get messing up. But anyways, Hill Smart. And that's who it was made for. Exclusively made for Hill Smart. And unfortunately, that company or the store on Amazon only had this made for them for a short amount of time. And that's it. Thanks for watching. I'm out the Fan Man and out. Here's a little black box fan I got that's USB. And they also have the battery version of this along with it being USB-C. Which I might, the keyword is might, look into getting. I was kind of looking at the yellow one because, as you know, yellow is my new favorite color. So I was kind of looking at getting the yellow one with the battery capacity and the USB. And then they have the one where it's just USB without the battery. So I kind of want both, where it's more convenient. I'm kind of looking into it. I'm not making no promises. But I'll put it to you this way. If I get it, you'll see it. If I don't, well, my apologies to you. Now, let's go ahead and run it. The camera is far from this fan. It is pretty strong, so hopefully you will hear a wind stream on it. If not, well, you understand. It's a pretty strong fan for such a low fan. It's moving the air pretty decent. This is the black USB version. They do have the black battery and USB version. But I'm more interested in the yellow variant. And let's spin it down. All right, this little fella is quite powerful. The spin down time is decent for such a little small box fan. It's the USB variant. And I also want to get the battery variant. But the battery variant slash USB variant will be the yellow variant. Okay? If I get it, you'll see it. If I don't, well, it's quite unfortunate. It'll be coming at a later time. All right, thanks for watching. That's it. I'm out the Fan Man and out. Okay, this is my little oscillating fan. It's about I'd say it's like maybe a 4.9 inch fan or close to 5 inch. Now, when we talk about inches, we're not talking about the fan head. We're talking about the fan blade. And that's about 3.5, 4 inches. So it's a 4 inch fan blade, but the actual fan head is probably about maybe possibly 5.5 inches for the fan head itself to give it enough clearance and room to put the blade in. Anyways, this thing oscillates at about, I think it's 90 degrees, and it has 3 speeds. The battery should be good enough. Let's go ahead and run it. Low power, medium, full power. Okay. Low, medium. Okay. So the problem, the reason why it won't get up to full speed is because the battery is weak. And this one has that problem with the battery being weak. So let me plug it in, and then I'll get you guys back so I can run this video, okay? Yeah, it wouldn't be a video without a free show, I know. So let's go ahead and run it. And here we go. Now I have it plugged in. And let's go ahead and run it. This time it should work. I think it should work. Let's see. Okay, we'll leave it right there for now because it's a 3-speed fan. But unless that battery charges up some, even if I have it plugged in, it's kind of weird. I don't know what these buttholes are trying to have done to it. It won't let you run on high speed. It is an oscillating fan, so we'll get to that in a minute. Over here, the wind stream, if not, my apologies. We're trying to fix it. Hopefully that'll work for you. If you still can't hear the wind stream, my apologies. It might not be strong, but you should be able to hear something. All right, let's try to oscillate this thing. You press and hold until it oscillates. Okay, that didn't work, did it? Do apologize for the inconvenience. The battery is such a pain in the butthole when it's not fully charged. But there it is, it's oscillating. It oscillates at 90 degrees. You're not going to feel anything from the wind stream. I'll go give it a feel. You're not going to hear anything from the wind stream. The fan's only operating at low power because the battery is too weak. I do apologize for all the free shows with this fan. I typically don't do that all the time, but when the battery is low, which I have not been using this in a while, you can clearly understand the reason why. Okay, I'm done. I'm done playing games with this fan. I have to let the battery charge up. All right, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you enjoyed the freak shows. And it is what it is. All right. Hopefully I have a better video of you next time. I'm out the fan man and out. Two fans running at the same time. I'm out the fan man and out. Good night. All right, the last fan for this evening, or should I say this morning, because now it's almost 2 o'clock. I record late in the mornings. And this one is a pretty interesting one. It has a light on it, and it has 3 powerful speeds. Has 3 translucent blades. We're going to go ahead and run it. So first of all, let's demonstrate the light. Full bright, medium bright, low bright, off. Now let's go ahead and demonstrate the fan. For power, for the sake of the video, I don't think y'all can hear the wind stream. Now you should be able to hear the wind stream. I'll show up with the light on for power. And with the light off. All right, let's spin it down. And thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Rate, comment, subscribe, share, love, and like. Lamont the Fan Man, and out. More videos to come soon. That's it. I'm going to sleep. Good night. Most of y'all have seen the Apollo version of this box fan, but this is not the Apollo version. Unfortunately, Apollo is no longer with Amazon. They did not go out of business at all. Apollo is still around. They only sell their stuff through Apollo.com. www.apolar.com. When you go there, you can buy your fans from Apollo still, but you cannot buy them through Amazon. They have parted ways with Amazon. Apollo no longer deals with Amazon. I don't know why. The last time I tried to contact them through Amazon, they said that Amazon had froze their money. And that's the reason why they can't sell nothing. So whatever happened between them and Amazon, they no longer sell their products or their fans through the store. So you can buy directly from them at www.apolar.com. All right, let's go ahead and run this fan. It's pretty decent. Seems like it's a pretty good wind mover. And I'm going to try to tilt it up so y'all can hear the wind stir. All right, let's go ahead and run it. Hopefully y'all can hear the wind stream. If not, my apologies to you. All right. Hope you enjoyed the video. Rate, comment, subscribe, share, love, and like. Spend down time is decent. Lamont the Fan Man, and out. I have it running on medium. I don't necessarily need high right now. And here's the name. Lamont the Fan Man, and out. I don't get it. Every time I get cereal, they always give me these goofy, garbage, cheap Chinese butthole, like toys for kids and crap. Usually when these cereals, this come for like little kids, so usually when I get crap like this, I just toss it in the garbage. But I don't have no kids. I'm not a father. Or I know someone in the family. I got a couple of nieces and stuff that are kids, but they wouldn't play with nothing like this. This is garbage. This crap always comes in the cereal. So what I do, I just toss it in the garbage. There you go. It's garbage. It's trash. All right. Anyways, thanks for watching. Lamont the Fan Man out. You're gonna have to get used to me doing different content. I do apologize for the inconvenience. If you didn't like it, oh well. But don't get in the comments being rude. I'll do better next time. It has a loud hum to it. This is the Polar. Let me zoom in super close. Y'all can see it. There you go. It says a Polar. My apologies for that. Well, there it is. It's got this loud humming sound to it. The blue one kind of hums like this, but this one hums even more. I've been had this one by a Polar. A Polar no longer deals business with Amazon. They no longer deal with Amazon anymore or sell their fans through Amazon. The company is still around, but you have to go to their website, www.apolar.com. www.apolar.com. If you want to purchase their fans, they still in business. They still make fans. They just don't do business with Amazon anymore. Not exactly sure what the fallout was, but apparently that happened. So now they sell their stuff directly on their website. Lamont the Fan Man, and out. Here is my 2015-2016 Home high velocity fan by a company called Home. Unfortunately, Home no longer makes this fan. This was only made for a short amount of time, and after which, this fan ceased to exist on Amazon or just being made, period. It was only made for a short amount of time. This is a 16-inch Home high velocity fan. Now, this fan is kind of underpowered. The motor only puts out 90 watts. That's all. 120 hertz AC. I'm sorry, 120 volts AC, 60 hertz, 90 watts. Now, as far as the amps are concerned, I'm not exactly sure what the amps are concerned. I haven't looked at the back yet. But all right, let me go ahead and run it. The only thing that's wrong with this fan is the cord. Y'all can see the cord. Cord is the only thing. Now, when I say the cord, I'm talking about right here, the tape. Y'all see the tape, right? That's to cover up the open wires there. Now, when I say open, I don't mean open dangerously where it would shock you. It's just this part right here, the original material right there that covers up the wires, the internal wires. That's kind of split open a little bit. The internal wires are just showing. So I use some electric tape to cover it up. Now, I did this way back yonder, and for my 47th birthday. No, wait, you know what? I got this for my 45th birthday. I'm sorry. I got this fan for my 45th birthday. Way back when I got this for my 45th birthday. I'm 48 now, so you do the math. But I've had it all this long, and the only thing that I had to do to it was just wrap this up. Got that way because when I used to have that couch in here, before I got rid of it, the cord got caught under that couch. And let's just say that I kind of ripped this open a little bit. But it has since been fixed. It's not dangerous because nothing is open. It's just showing the red and blue connections. And I don't want that to be exposed. So I just cover it up with some electrical tape. All right, let's go ahead and get ready to run it. Here we go. It is very much safe to use. There's nothing that's going to cause it to catch on fire or short out. All right, so let's go ahead and run it. This is an old fan now. It's not that old. I don't mean old as in vintage. All I'm saying is that it's no longer being made. That's all I'm saying. I got it for my 45th birthday. All right, here we go. Start with high, then medium, then low. It's pretty strong for a 90-watt fan. It's the only one I have like this in the collection. It has black metal blades. Other than the Air King. The Air King is the only other ones that I have with the black metal or steel blades. Very quiet on low speed. This is probably the most quietest 16-inch high velocity fan I got. Metal blade. Very quiet on low speed. Spin down. Now this fan does have oil ports. They have little holes that are drilled in for oil. It's interesting how it has two of them in the back and in the front. So it doesn't matter which hole you put the oil in. You can give it oil. It does have oil ports like that. I'll see if I can show you. Y'all see those two holes? Well, those two holes are oil ports. I'm not talking about the other four holes with that metal in it. That has something to do with the motor. Just the two little drill holes. It's the same way in the front. It's interesting how it has two little oil ports in the back and in the front. Alright, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Rate, comment, subscribe, share, love, and like. Lamont the Fan Man, and out. Here is my 12-inch comfort zone high velocity fan. I got this fan about maybe 2 years ago, way back in 2019 or maybe even, I got it in 2019. It wasn't in 2018. Because I had the old version. I got that old version back in 2016-17, so I bought this one in 2019. Since that time, it's had some problems with the blade. I don't know if you can recall that one video I had where I had a lot of problems with trying to put the set screw back in there, and this fan almost got tossed in the trash because I couldn't get the set screw back in there. And then I managed to put a little tiny screw in there to act as a set screw to hold the blade on. Well, since that time, I went to pull the blade off, and I tried to put it back on again with that little screw, and it just made that hole even worse. Now there's no set screw at all. But interestingly enough, the blade is not, it kind of just stays on there. It kind of gets like stuck. And so it just kind of gets stuck to the point where now it won't come off at all unless I just happen to slide it off. It's kind of weird how it happens, but it's staying on there like it's not flying off or anything. So it seems to still be working. We're going to go ahead and run it. Here we go. Let's give it a little bit more power. Full power. All right, let's go ahead and spin it down. And that's about what you can come to expect from such a cheap fan that probably needs to be oil. But the problem with this one is it don't have oil ports. And as I told you before, I don't split motors and do all that stuff like Jordan do. So because I don't do all that, well, I take what I can get. I could try oiling the front bearing because there's a gap between the shaft and the motor. That might make somewhat of a difference. But at least it works. As you can see, the blade did not come flying off into the cage. Lamont the Fan Man, and out. Thanks for watching. This is my 12-inch Air King 9212. I have two of these. One of them has the blade where it goes back and forth because the blade is out of balance. And one of them, they actually did pretty good on it, where the blade don't typically do that. So I have two 12s, I have two 14s, and I have one 18. I used to have four 18s, But 2 of those 18s went to family members, my sister and my nephew, and the other one went to some guy at work that usually do cleaning for one of the other business down there. Not ours, but one of the other business, I think a rehab center. So I was just putting it down there in front of the rehab center, and he just so happened to see it. I put it out there with a sticker on it that says, "Good working fan, free." And so he saw that sticker that said "Good working fan, free," and he picked it up. He took it in there, tested it out, came back out with it, put it in his van, and that was that. God says it's better to give than to receive. So I did that for him. And there you go. So I'm left with only one of the 18s out of the 4. And it's the best one out of the 4 that has the I'm tired, has the louder startup sound. Anyway, so now I'm down to 2 12s, 2 14s, 1 18, as far as these Air King high velocity fans are concerned. Yes, they still making the day. Yes, the motors are still out of balance. Yes, the blade still goes back and forth. No, Lasco haven't learned their lesson. And yes, they're still good fans. If you can deal with the out of balances, if you can deal with, all the flaws that it has, it moves the air real good. It's no TPI, but it moves the air real good. The only other thing I don't really like about it is the way you got it mounted onto the stand with those brackets. I wish they would have never went with those brackets. I wish they would have did it like they do every other high velocity fan, where you have the bolt from the side. I think it would have been a better stand. Hopefully one day Lasco will go with that option, to just put bolts on the side like you would any normal high velocity fan, so that when you go to take the guard off, you don't have to take the whole head out of the stand. That just don't make no sense. I don't know who came up with that stupid design, but it's a pain in the butthole. Anyways, let's go ahead and run it. Okay, I thought that was high speed. Let me go back. That one does seem kind of out of balance, but not that bad. It's not that terrible. Primarily, it's just a typical vibration. Even on low speed, it still blows a decent amount of air for a 12-inch fan. I'm not going to film the other one because it's the same thing. You're looking at it. I just got 2 of them. Sometimes I double up on fans. Sometimes I triple up on fans when I like it a lot. All right, let's do the spin down time. You know that these blades are steel. They're made of steel. So, of course, the spin down time is going to be longer because the motor is ball bearing. So enjoy the long spin down time. Yeah, that's the one I was talking about, where the blade goes back and forth. So it's the other one. Well, actually, that one went back. It didn't necessarily go forth. That one just went back. Because usually it goes back and forth and back and forth. So I think it's the other one that goes back and forth. And this one, it just goes back. And then it stops. Either way, the blades are out of balance, so I don't know when that's supposed to ever learn a stinking lesson. The Month the Fan Man and out. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Alright, looking at the full moon. It's coming up. And it's just now coming up. That's the full moon right there, up close. That's why it looks like it does. Because I got the camera zoomed in on it up close. And as you can see, it's starting to go up. It's the full moon. We haven't seen one like this in a long time. So there you go. Now, I don't want y'all getting in the comment box being rude. I told y'all before, you're going to have to get used to me doing different content. It's not going to always be fan videos. The majority of the time, yes, it's fan videos. However, there are going to be different times when I'm doing different content. There's going to be times when I'm doing different content. Listen, if you don't like the content, just don't say anything in the comments. Just press the like or dislike button and then move on. Move on with your day. Do what you got to do. But I don't want to see it in the comment box, okay? That's just how it is. Y'all going to have to get used to it. I'm going to start doing different content. All right, so there's the full moon. It's slowly but surely getting up there. It's beautiful when it first comes up. It's really big. And thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you didn't, don't leave real comments. Just like and dislike. I'll do better next time. I am doing different content. The Month the Fan Man and out. God's full moon. This is my 2014 Iraton, the rare brand name called Iraton. High velocity fan. It's quite powerful. The blades on it does look like mushroom blades. They look a little weird, but the blades actually do work. And the fan moves air. I don't know who came up with that stinking design for the blades, but at least it moves air. By Iraton. Unfortunately, they don't make this version no more. This is a 14-inch model. They no longer produce or source the 14-inch model of this fan for nobody. This fan has now been discontinued. They only make the 20-inch model. That's it. All you can find is the 20-inch variant of this fan today. The 20-inch floor variant. They no longer make the 14-inch variant. So this 14-inch variant of the fan has been discontinued. Not the manufacturer, not the company, because they still produce the 20-inch one. To this very day, they still make the 20-inch one. They just did away with making this one for the 14-inch model with the weird-looking blade set. So I'm thankful I still have it in my collection, and let's go ahead and run it. High, medium, and low. It's a pretty decent air mover. It does move the air quite well. It does get the job done. It's not overly bearing. It's not overly loud. So yeah, let's go ahead and enjoy the video. Low power. Super quiet on low. And spin down. Alright, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Rate, comment, subscribe, share, love, and like. The Month, the Fan Man, and out. This fan is no longer being made. This fan has since been discontinued. You cannot find this fan on Amazon or anywhere. Now, you might be able to find it on eBay if someone just so happened to put it out there on eBay to sell. But you're not going to find it on eBay brand new. You're just not. It's no longer being made. It's no longer being produced. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. The Month, the Fan Man, and out. Here is my 2019 Master 12-inch high velocity fan. I also have the 2020 version of it, or 2021 if you will. The 20-inch variant, which looks a little bit different. You've seen that one before, but this is the first of the first generation, and the 20-inch model happens to be the second or third generation. Alright, so with that being said, let's go ahead and run it. It does have yellow blades. I know on the camera it makes it look like it has orange blades. The blades are not orange, they're yellow. Alright, let's go ahead and run it. It does have somewhat of a startup sound. I haven't ran this in a while, but it has some hours on it. The blades are dirty, and it kind of needs to be cleaned up. Full power. And spin down time. Hope you enjoyed the video. Rate, comment, subscribe, share, love, and like. Lamont the Fan Man, God bless you and gone and out. The spin down time is decent. Has not been oiled since I bought it. Lamont the Fan Man and out. God bless you and gone. I have always been intrigued by these fans. I have seen them all over Amazon. And at the time I've seen them, I've always said I could never afford these because they cost so darn much. Thankfully, I was able to afford them, and I got two 12s and I got two 18s. One of the 18s I bought, and one of the other ones I ended up getting free. It's kind of a free show, but it turned out pretty good. I ended up getting it free. I'm glad I didn't have to pay for another 18. One of the main things I like about this fan a lot is that unlike that 20-inch iLiving I have, the one you just saw me oil, it has oil ports. Just like that on the 18, it also has oil ports. So because the TPIs and that 20-inch iLiving has oil ports, these fans would definitely make it to vintage. Decades and decades and decades and years down the road, as long as they continue to be oiled, they will survive and make it to vintage. These are industrial fans. They're pretty loud. I like loud fans. It don't bother me. But some people have a problem with them being loud. So they would do whatever it takes to try to quiet it down. But I'm personally not bothered by the loudness of it. Everyone's different. No one person's the same. I mean, God likes variety. All right, so with that being said, don't be rude in the comments about what I said. Let's go ahead and run the fan. Here we go. Now, compared to the 18-inch models, for an industrial fan, this is about as quiet as you're going to get for an industrial fan of this size, a 12-inch model. This is about as quiet as it's going to get. It's not going to get any quieter than that unless you slow it down even more with a capacitor. But I don't deal with capacitors and switching out capacitors and doing all that stuff. like the fans just the way they are when you buy them. But that's just a personal preference. That's me. So as quiet as you're going to get. Enjoy the video. I'm not going to show the other one. You're looking at the same fan. It's just from 2019. This is the 2018 variant. Alright, spin down. Spin down time is somewhat short because the blades are somewhat light. It's not a ball bearing motor, it's a sleeve bearing motor. It is a permanent split capacitor motor. Alright, well there you go. I hope you enjoyed the video of this TPI. Haven't filmed this one in a while. Rate, comment, subscribe, share, love, and like. Lamont the Fan Man, and out. Alright, here is my Cool Flow high velocity fan that I got back in 2014. Had it all this time, and yes, it still works. However, this fan is not the greatest fan. It's more like a low velocity fan instead of a high velocity fan, because the permanent split capacitor motor has a very weak capacitor. Now, when I say weak capacitor, I'm not talking about the capacitor getting ready to go out on it and it's basically going to, check out and you have to replace the capacitor because it's not good. That's not what I'm talking about. No, by default, they put a low microfarad capacitor in it. So this thing doesn't really get up to speed like it should, as a high velocity fan should. And it's probably one of the worst high velocity fans in the collection. I like that blade set because that's the same blade set that's used on my 12-inch drum fan. It's used on my 12-inch drum fan. The exact same blade set. This is also the exact same blade set that's used on the commercial TPI 12-inch. Commercial TPI 12-inch. I'm not talking about the industrial. I'm talking about the commercial. Yes, they use this blade set. And the motor is only 57 watts. So it's probably one of their cheaper and weaker fans, unfortunately. I don't understand why the motor got to be so weak with this blade set. I just don't get it, because this blade set has the potential to move so much more air. But of course, if I was like Jordan and other people that know how to change out capacitors, I can get a much more stronger and powerful capacitor on here, 3-speed capacitor, that would really drive this fan blade, that would really make this motor, spin that blade and make it whoop the air. Rip the air around. Move a lot of air. Well, anyways, let's go ahead and run it. It's not the best. It moves air a little bit, but let's all go ahead and run it anyways. I'll start off on high. Now, high speed on this is like low speed for most fans today. Most standard high velocity fans today, this high speed on here would be more like low. That's terrible. They put a garbage capacitor in there. And now low speed on this. And the high speed on this is what low speed is supposed to be. And then when you go back down to medium and low, it gets worse and worse because the garbage capacitor they put on there. Is this fan still made today? Yes, it is still made today. Yes, they still sell it on Amazon today. Yes, it is still the same like it was in 2014. No, it haven't gotten any better. Yes, it's still sort of weak like it is now. I would not recommend this fan at all. unless you're like how Jordan is and you happen to buy it and you know the faster capacitor that will work with that motor to really get it going. Otherwise, other than that, to the average customer that don't know much about fans anyway, but just buy it, take it out of the package and put it on. Unless you're someone that really like weak fans, okay. But I definitely wouldn't recommend it. Now, it does have a hum. I do like that about it. And it has somewhat of a startup sound. But it's kind of faint. I hope you're able to hear the wind stream. This fan's very weak. I can't believe that they actually put a garbage, low wattage, or microfarad capacitor on a fan like this where the blade has so much pitch to it, it can move so much air if it had the right capacitor. So I wouldn't consider this a high velocity fan. I would consider this a 12-inch low velocity fan where it's just 3 different levels of low speed. This is really terrible. Maybe this is for people that don't want a whole crap load of air from a high velocity fan. And the garbage low speed. Which I'm almost certain you're not going to be able to hear the wind stream. But if you do, good. If not, well, there's a reason why. Because they're trying to buttholes didn't give it the right capacitor. Alright, let's go ahead and spin it down. That's the reason why you don't see me film this fan much anymore, because it's weak. Even though the blades said have deep pitch, the motor has good potential, the capacitor on this thing is awful. The Montage Fan Man, and out. Thanks for watching. God bless you and gone. This is my 16-inch Hurricane Pro or professional high velocity fan. It also oscillates. Now, I know y'all seen this one before. It's been a long time since I've used it. But it also oscillates. It has a total of 3 speeds for non-oscillation, and it has a total of 3 speeds for oscillation. 120 volts, 60 hertz, 0.7 amps. So let's get ready to run it, and here we go. That's low speed. So right now I'm running it in non-oscillation. And after that, then we're running in oscillation where the blade itself oscillates. Not the whole fan. Only the blade oscillates. And I'll move it off to the side out of the screen so you can see the fan blade move. Alright, we're going to spin it down and then we're going to put it in oscillation mode. Spin down time. Now I'm going to put the camera to the side here because I want y'all to see the fan blade move. I can try to set it up where y'all can see it. She's a bit of a freak show here, but I guess it wouldn't be no video without it, huh? Let's see if I can zoom y'all guys in. Okay, that's too much. Good Lord. I don't like that digital crap. I think you guys will be fine there. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and put it in oscillation mode and just watch the blade how it moves. Now watch the blade carefully. You're going to see it move. You see it moving? That means that it's oscillating. Only the fan blade oscillates. You're not going to hear the wind stream during this segment. I want y'all to see the fan blade move. You've already heard the wind stream. So it oscillates at 360 degrees. That's why the cage is so wide, so that the blade doesn't hit the cage. I bought this fan back in 2019. I had it now for about 2 years and it's still going strong. That is so cool how the blade oscillates. 360 degree tilt. Those are all over the room. All right, full power. All right, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Rate, comment, subscribe, share, love, and like. Spin down time is decent and it's long. That means that the motor is well oiled. The Montage Fan Man, God bless you and gone. And out. Well, I finally got it cleaned up. As you can see, the motor is now much cleaner. I gave it some 3-in-1 zoom spout. 3-in-1 in the blue can. In the front bearing only, not the back. I didn't pull the motor all out. I only did the front bearing. So, let's go ahead and plug this in and see what we got. It's certainly a lot better than what it was before. This is high speed. It used to be certainly more powerful than this on high speed. But we've had this fan since 2005. So I'm thinking the capacitor is probably slowly but surely dying out. Well, I'm sorry, it's not a capacitor fan. I'll take that back. It's not a capacitor fan. It's not a PSC motor. It's a shaded pole motor. That's my fault. So I'm just thinking that the shaded pole motor is starting to show its age. And plus, I only oiled the front bearing. I didn't get the mat. I don't put motors out and do all that stuff. Although C-frame motors are very easy to work with. I've seen Jordan do countless videos on it. So it's very easy. I could have just unscrewed it, took it out, oiled the back bearing. Even if I didn't take it off, just go to the gap. But I didn't do it. So it seems to be doing well with just the front bearing being oiled. It's moving a lot better air. And there you go. The airflow is a lot better. It's cleaned up. It's much happier. All right, let's check out the spin down time. All right, the spin down time. This is after it's being oiled. It's pretty decent. Might have to run a little bit longer for the oil to break in, but this is a bathroom fan. All right, so that's it. All right, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. The Montage Fan Man and out. Well, I put the name upside down, so I guess the next time around when I get ready to clean the fan, I'll correct the name. It's a little backwards, but it's Climate Keeper. I don't feel like going through all that trouble trying to pull the cover off just to turn it around so I can correct the name. That's not hurting the performance of the fan. I'll correct that next time. The Montage Fan Man and out. It's quite interesting, but this Holmes fan, the one I'm using, the 16-inch Holmes I got for my 45th birthday, has dual oil ports. It has 2 oil ports. So when you lay it flat down on its face and you give it oil, it will drain into that one, and it will go all around like it used to do, and drain into that one. It could drain into both of them. So this is a really interesting design. And no, Jordan, I'm not so sure if they still make this one. I have not seen it on Amazon or even eBay in a long time. But yes, it clearly has dual oil ports, or 2 oil ports. Dual, 2. And it's the same in the front. So it has a maximum of 4 oil ports. That's a rarity. I've never seen anything like it. I've just now noticed that it has 2 in the back and 2 in the front. And also informations. And I'm using this one to exhaust, but it does have dual oil ports. There you go. A fan with 4 oil ports. This thing will definitely make it to vintage. The Montage Fan Man. And out. Thanks for watching, and God bless you. Have a blessed weekend.